with Hafiz. If single inheritance made things easy, today we are leveling up multi-level inheritance. One class inheriting another and then another, crafting a powerful chain of reusability. You are going to learn how Python connects parent, child, grandchild classes, how attributes travel through the chain, and how super function works behind the scenes. By the end of this class, you will fully understand how real-world systems use multi-layer inheritance, and you will never fear inheritance questions in interview again. Let's start today class. In our last class, we learned about single inheritance. So let me close this, and today we are going to learn the multi-level inheritance. So let me create a file multi-level inheritance .py. Let me create a class living being. Inside that class def underscore init underscore self, then self dot alive equal to true. After that, let me clear this, save the code. This is true, not so true. After that, I want to create a method def is underscore alive. I want that this will return self dot alive, and this class is our base class. Living being is our parent class. Class living being will be our parent class. All living entities should share some common behavior like being alive and so on. And this def underscore init underscore self, the constructor runs automatically when an object is created for that very class. When we create an object for that very class, the constructor inside Python that runs automatically when an object is created for that very class. So after that, self.alive equal to true, this line is basically gets the attribute alive. Every living being gets the attribute alive. That's why self.alive equal to true. And then we create a method. This method is not doing complex things. This is just to check the simple state. This will only check if is the living being is alive or not. This is for just check the state, not complex things. And now I am going to create some some subclasses for the living being parent base class. So the subclasses will use this is alive method from the base class. Let me create another class animal, and then I will pass living being. After that, colon def underscore init underscore, and I will pass name. After that, let me close this. Here, let me zoom in to see the code very clearly. So inside this super dot underscore init underscore, basically on this line I am initializing the living being class. After that, self dot name, I will pass the name to this. Now def now I am going to create another class. The class will be, let's say, cat, and I will pass here the animal colon. Let me give some space. So we have a class living being, and then we have a class animal, and then I am going to create a class with name cat. And after that, def under underscore init under underscore, I will pass the name as well as color for the cat. And here super under underscore init under underscore, and inside that I will pass name. And self dot color, the color will be stored inside that. After that, I need one method inside that class. This will be speak, and I will just return what when this method of cat will be called. This will return mew. Let me explain what I did inside class animal and what I did inside class cat. So on this line, we create a class with name animal and we pass living being. This means animal inherits everything from living being class, the base class. I hope this will make sense for you. After that, this is a this is a called single inheritance when we inherit the animal from the living being. So this is single inheritance. After that, inside this def under underscore init under underscore self, inside this we have self and name. After that, on this line super dot under underscore init under underscore, because why this here questionnaire, why this line? So this line is responsible. This line basically will help us. The animal must call all the parents constructor. Let me show you the constructor of parent. So this is our constructor of parent, the base. So due to this line, animal must call the parents constructor living being dot under underscore super means the living being dot under underscore. Let me write here this line super dot under underscore init underscore. This is behind the scene like this, living being the class base class and dot under underscore init the constructor of living being, because animal must call the parents constructor, otherwise this the alive, this is alive, this is our method and this self dot alive, otherwise the alive attribute will not be created. And super, this super ensures we initialize the entire inheritance chain. This super basically ensures we initialize the entire inheritance chain. Now all animals will have both alive from living being and name from animal own property here. So we create a class with name cat and we inherit this class from the animal. Now we have multi-level inheritance. Living being is inherited, the animal is inherited from the living being and the cat is inherited from the animal. Let me write here how the so we have multi-level inheritance, living being, then animal, then cat. So inside cat class we have def under underscore init under underscore, inside this name and color. So again cat call using the super dot under underscore init underscore name. Basically on this line here animal dot under underscore init under underscore and name. Cat is calling animal dot under underscore this inside animal of under underscore init under underscore inside this animal. So we have super. So this cat gets everything alive from the living being and the name from the animal and the color is also here inside cat. And then we create a method with name speak. So this is a cat specific behavior. Now it's time to create an object for the cat class. See, this will be cat. I will pass the name mittens, and I will pass the color, let's tabby. After that, print c dot is underscore alive. If I run my code, save the code, cls clear my terminal, cd class 3 and pi multi, and if I run this, you see I am getting true. C dot is underscore alive. As we know, is underscore alive is method inside living being. So we successfully call the method of living being class from the cat object. So this ensures successfully inherited from living being. After that, print c dot name. If I run this code, clear my terminal, run again, you see I am getting mittens. So this line ensures we successfully inherited from animal. The cat class is successfully inherited from animal, inherited from living being. So after that, print, I will pass c dot color, and if I run this again, you see I am getting tabby, and this is the cat specific attribute, cat specific attribute. And if I want to call the cat specific method, print dot c dot speak, and if I run the code, you see I am getting mew when the method specific method of cat will call. So cat specific method. Basically, in these 5 lines, we create an object, and this object basically triggers the entire constructor chain. When we create this object, this will trigger the entire constructor chain. Let me write here. This object basically triggers all the entire constructor chain, cat.init, animal.init, and livingbeing.init. And we confirm this when we print all the things inherited from living being, when we use the object C, and then we call the method is alive from the living being. So everything works because of multi-level inheritance. Why we do? So here question arises, why do we use multi-level inheritance? Because multi-level inheritance help us to build layered logical structures, avoid repeating code, passes attributes and behaviors through multiple generation, real-world modeling. Like in this example, we see the living being, then in animal, then in cat. And the advantage of multi-level inheritance is reusability plus readability plus structure. So the assignment for that for today class is create a different level classes with name vehicle, and inside vehicle class we want the attribute wheels and the method start. In the next class will be car. This is inherited from vehicle, and the attribute inside car will be brand, and then the car will be inherited from the vehicle, and the electric car will be inherited from the car, and the electric car attribute will be battery underscore capacity, and the method is info, print all attributes. So this is simple assignment for today class. If any doubt till now in this assignment, I am here to clear your doubts. I will be solve this problem for you. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. So now it's time for the interview question. What is multi-level inheritance? As we learn about, inheritance is a way where a class inherits from a class that itself inherits in other classes. So here question arises, what is the difference between single and multi-level inheritance? In single inheritance, only let me open this. In single inheritance, we have only two classes, class A and B, class animal and class dog. So in single inheritance, we inherit the two classes, the B from the A to B. And from multi-level inheritance, we have the living being, animal and cat. So inside multi-level, we have three classes, a, B, C. So why do we use super? Here question arises. So what are the purpose of using super to call the parent class constructor or method ensuring attributes are initialized properly? So these are the some important and frequently asked questions which comes for the OOP and Python level, senior level and junior level question. So these are the some question that's that is from my side. So don't share, forget and share with your friend. Thanks for watching.